why has the party collapsed?
The party hasn't collapsed. Those other MEPs have gone to pastures new, and very best of luck to them. But
10 of them have gone to the Brexit Party.
Yes, and they all went there with a promise that they would be on Nigel's list, and none of them are. So
Meanwhile,
that just tells me just what Nigel is all about.
Or it tells you something about UKIP.
No, it doesn't. I'm quite. I've been a UKIP member for over 10 years. I'm faithful to the party. I'm faithful to the membership that got me elected, because I never got elected. It was the party that got elected. It was the membership that got me elected.
Voters don't seem to be staying loyal to UKIP, do they? By the results of that poll, even the voting intention has collapsed to just 4%.
I'm on the streets every day, every weekend, and I'm getting a huge response, positive response from the people. I mean, I've got that here. It actually says, of those people that was asked who was voting, 51% of the Brexit Party, 27% said they agreed with their policies. They don't have any policies. They're not going to be released till after the European elections, so that goes in the bench. I don't believe.
Well, they do have a policy, Brexit.
Yeah.
It's the biggest political issue.
But what is the plan? What is Nigel's great plan to get us out of the European Union? He doesn't have one.
But with respect to UKIP, you've had 6 leaders now in 2.5 years, right? Your own latest leader wouldn't come on here, so he's shoved you on to face the music, right?
Well, he's busy elsewhere, so
right.
why should I come on?
The problem that you lot have is you do have policies, and some of them are ridiculous, right? I mean, last night you were on Newsnight, and you were asked about your policy on Islam, for example, and Islamophobia. And you got yourself into tortured knots. I want to just ask you about that. Your policy, it seems to me, UKIP, from your website, is that anybody who has a literalist interpretation of Islam should not be allowed into Britain. Is that right?
Well, apparently so, but I mean...
what do you mean apparently so?
Well, that's the policy, but that's...
Well, when you say apparently so, I mean, is that the policy or not?
Yes, it is the policy, but policies...
So why say apparently so?
Well, policies come and go, leaders come and go. There will be a leadership election.
You literally just criticised Brexit.
Hang on. That leader will change, and then policies
with respect, you literally just criticised Nigel Farage's Brexit Party for not having policies.
Yeah.
I'm now asking you about your policy on Islamophobia.
Yeah.
You say apparently so, and policies come and go.
Yes.
So do policies matter or not?
Yes, they do matter, but they change, they evolve, they move.
What is your policy as a party on Islamophobia?
As you've just read it out. But
What is it?
Well, it's about people coming into the country, about safeguarding the people in the country,
right,
and making sure that those people in the country are not going to do harm to the...
Nobody wants people here to do harm. What is your policy on how you screen people who
Well, they'll be on the policy document. They will be screened on their beliefs, on radicalisation and everything.
And what is your understanding of what a literalist interpretation of Islam is?
You need to ask Gerard and the man that wrote the...
So it's not a policy that you support?
You're the deputy leader of the party.
No, sorry, let me get this... It's not a policy that I support, and I don't...
You don't support it?
You don't support your own party's policy?
A policy that I don't support all of the policies. I support very many, probably 99%.
Right, so just to clarify,
That's what I'm saying about they evolve.
UKIP,
policy evolves. And if we get a new leader, they will evolve.
Right, Mr. Hookem, with respect, UKIP, which has built its reputation on being very tough on immigration.
Yes.
One of its key immigration policies on your website, right, is that anyone with a literalist interpretation of Islam should not be allowed in, and you don't agree with that policy.
I think it's probably very badly worded.
What does it mean?
I've no idea.
Well, it means...
Sorry.
Yes, come on.
Sorry.
Yes.
You have no idea what your own policy on immigration means.
I have not got a problem with Islam or whatever religion, whatever. As long as a religion
but your own party policy,
I don't have a problem with it.
You have just attacked Nigel Farage for not having policies.
He doesn't have any policies.
One of your key signature policies of the UKIP party...
Well, I would have said a key signature policy or a main policy would be about education, NHS, jobs, housing...
Well, you'd acknowledge that immigration is a big issue for your voters.
Yes,
so
controlled immigration.
It's
always been a policy. Even when Nigel was running the party, we had a policy on controlled immigration. No country can exist without...
We're trying to work out I'm trying to work out who you want to let into the country. And the policy of your party, which you've just...
We want to let into the country people who are coming here to benefit the country, to bring skills to the country, and not do harm to the population.
Your party
of the
policy on the party website, which you've just distanced yourself from, says that anybody with a literalist interpretation of Islam shouldn't be allowed in. Are you saying they should be allowed in if they have a literalist interpretation
I'm saying
of
if
Islam?
they're coming here to do harm to the population, they shouldn't be.
I get it, but you're talking about how you screen people, how you work out if they're a danger.
This is what I'm saying about how it could be possibly badly worded.
If a Muslim who believes in Islam wants to come into the country, how are you going to work out if they're harmful or not?
If they have a record of possible harm to the country, you know, ISIS or anything like that, well, why should we let them in?
But what about your
Sorry, so just to interrupt, that's completely different. What you're suggesting is people should be screened for potential terror links.
Yes,
that's very
and that's
different.
what I'm saying about.
Sorry,
that's what I'm saying. It could possibly be badly worded.
No, I understand it, but when you say badly worded, I mean, it's pretty clear what the wording is. What they're saying is anybody that literally interprets Islam should not be allowed into the country. That would actually rule out most Muslims in the world. So are you saying that no Muslims should be allowed in?
I'm not. That's what I've
why
said.
Is your party, why is your party
It could be
saying
possibly badly worded.
Why is your party saying that?
Well, I'm saying it's badly worded. So we're not saying that. I've got no issue whatsoever with whatever religion, whether it be Islam, whether it be
your party has.
Jewish, whether it be Catholic,
your party
whatever.
has, Mr. Hookem.
No, it hasn't.
Your party says on its website as a policy that it would screen people for literalist interpretation of Islam. That is the policy of your party.
So it's badly worded.
Okay,
It shouldn't
can
be
I
worded
ask
that
you-
way.
So will it be
Yes.
removed? Will it be removed?
If it will we look at these policies all the time. We evolve the
Are
policies.
you changing your policy on Muslims coming into the country?
Well, at the moment, we're concentrating on Brexit, and that's our main concern. And we're looking at Brexit and getting this country out of the European Union.
A key part of your party is its strong stand on immigration. Are you
But
now
immigration is completely different to what
I just
you're
want to
talking
know
about.
whether Muslims who have a literal interpretation of Islam are allowed in or not under UKIP, yes or no?
On that badly worded policy, obviously not. But you know, it would be changed, it would be moved, it would be evolved.
Okay.
As we say, we've got a new leadership election next month. Whoever the leader is could look at that and say, well, we want rid of that.
Are there any policies you do agree with on your website?
Yes, fishing.
Yeah.
Let's get our waters back. Let's bring British fishermen fishing British waters, landed in British ports, processed in British factories and exported around the world.
Okay. It sounds to me like your problem is partly with your policies, but also with your leader. Your leader, Gerard Batten, once described Islam as a death cult. A death cult. Does he still think of it like that?
I believe he does. I don't have a problem with Islam, no whatsoever.
So you're the deputy leader of a party where the leader clearly
Well, hold
has
the front page. The deputy leader disagrees with his leader.
on the key signature policy
you know, Tom
about,
Watson disagrees with Jeremy
about
Corbyn.
immigration and whether we should let Muslims into the country.
I say, you know, as I said, I've got no problem whatsoever with Muslims. None whatsoever.
Okay.
Why is your leader?
You best ask him.
Well, have you not asked him?
I don't ask him
Do
everything.
you not feel bad that your leader wants to ban Muslims who have a literal interpretation of Islam from coming into the country?
And calls Islam a death cult?
Well,
Would that not drive you to resign your position on a point of principle if you genuinely have no problem with Muslims?
If you want to change something, if you want to change the way a party's going, you do it from within. You don't pick your ball up and walk away.
But you
like
haven't
some
done it
other
from
people.
within. That policy's still on the website
There is
right now.
there will
Our
be-
viewers can look at it now.
There will be a leadership election next June, and we'll see who the new leader is.
And you
where
want
the
to get
policy
rid
is.
of Gerard Batten as
No, I
leader?
don't want to get rid of him. I'm saying the membership.
You don't support
it's
him,
the membership.
and you don't
It's
believe
the
in his
membership.
policies.
The membership voting the new leader.
Do
It's
you
a
think-
membership vote.
do you think
It's
that
not a self-appointed
Do
leader.
you think part of the reason why support for UKIP has collapsed and so many
Well,
people
you
have
keep
gone to
telling me
the
that, and
Brexit
I see
Party
something
is
absolutely
because
completely different on the street.
A huge number, perhaps, of the people who want Brexit enacted do not want it enacted by a party where the leader calls Islam a death cult, and one of the policies is something that even
Well,
the deputy leader doesn't support.
Our membership is at 30,000 plus, and he's going up by the day.
30,000.
Yes.
I mean, do you
Yes,
know how
but-
ridiculous that both sounds?
But that was at 17,000 when Nigel left. So we've built that up, and that's still going up.
Can I ask you something? How old are you?
How old do I look?
How old are you? I'm curious. You said you were 62 on Newsnight last night.
No, I'm 65. I was 62 when I climbed that fence.
When you what?
When I climbed the fence.
OK.
They showed a clip of me climbing a fence in France, and
You
I'm
are
62.
65.
I'm 65, now 66 this year.
When you go back from this interview, given that you've now distanced yourself from the signature immigration policy of your party, what are you going to do? You're going to get them to remove it if they won't resign, or what are you going to do?
As I've said, next month there will be a leadership election. Let's see where the party goes.
But wouldn't the principal thing to do now, given that you so vehemently disagree with this anti-Muslim policy, to go back, have it out with your leader, and if you won't take it down from the website, because it's clearly extremely bigoted, right, an extreme example of Islamophobia, isn't the principal thing to do, if he won't take it down from the website, to resign?
What's that got to do with me being 65?
No, you've
just asked me why I was 65.
It's a separate question.
I'm asking you about Islamophobia now.
Yeah. So I'll probably have a phone call when I leave this studio from Gerard.
And what will you say?
I will say we need to have a look at that and reappraise it.
So you will demand that he changes the policy?
I won't demand anything because the policies go through the NEC, through the leader and through the membership. So it's not for me to demand anything.
How could you stay in a party if you say that you have no problem with Muslims or Islam? How could you stay in a party that clearly has, as a stated policy on its website, such a massive problem with Muslims and Islam?
Because I am loyal to the party, I'm loyal to the membership, and the membership that got me elected.
Your loyalty supersedes over bigotry. My
loyalty is to the membership. As I said, I never got elected. It was the party that was elected, and it was the membership that got me elected. I'm loyal to that membership.
Is there anything they could put on that website that would make you resign?
Well, come up with something like what?
Well, would you resign, for instance, if one of your candidates was making jokes about rape?
So we're talking about Carl Benjamin, and you've seen the press statement that I put out on there. I didn't condone those comments.
So what do you think about the fact that your leader is allowing this man to stand?
No, it was a decision by the NEC for him to stand.
And calls those comments satire.
It was a decision by the NEC for him to stand. If I'd have been the leader, it probably wouldn't have been standing.
OK, it sounds to me like you and your leader have got a few problems.
Why should anyone vote for the party?
I'll tell you what we've got. We've got an open relationship where we speak to each other.
No, you've got a leader who is anti-Muslim, anti-Islam, has a stated policy on your website which would ban pretty much any Muslim as a literal interpretation of Islam from coming into the country, and you completely disagree with that policy, and you're the deputy leader. I mean, it's absolutely staggering to me that you've come on a national television programme in a few days for an election in which you're expecting people to vote for your party, where your key thing that most people associate with...
We've never mentioned Brexit, which is the most important thing that's happening.
Because these are distractions from Brexit, aren't they? Which is your problem.
Its whole reputation on its tough stance on immigration. When I've asked you about that tough stance, as stated on the website, you completely distance yourself from it. I'm baffled why you're still a member of UKIP.
Because, as I say, it was UKIP that got me elected, and I'll stay with UKIP until the time that they don't want me.
You know you're not forced to stay with UKIP, don't you?
I'm loyal to... When the membership don't want me, I will leave.
Nothing to do with when you don't like the policies or when you don't like the leader or you don't like the direction the party's going.
If you want to change the direction and you want to change the policies, you have to change it from within.
All right, well, we'll be watching.
Or you could tell your voters not to vote for UKIP because the policies...
Our policy is 26 years of trying to get out of the European Union, and we're trying to do that, and we will carry on doing it.
What do you say to Muslims watching who are curious now what the policy is of the party? If the deputy leader disagrees with the main party policy on whether Muslims should be allowed in the country, what do you say to them?
Stick with UKIP and vote for UKIP because we're the party that's going to get you out of the European Union. Sorry?
Your leader wants to stop Muslims coming into the country.
This is a policy that needs to be looked at, but we are the party, after 26 years, it's still fighting for Brexit.
So basically, your message to voters is vote for UKIP despite our policies.
Oh, we've got some fantastic policies, absolutely fantastic.
Is that one of them? No, it's not, is it? All right.
Mike Hookem, good luck with the conversation with your leader after this interview. Thanks very much indeed.